Hi everybody, welcome back to my shop. In today's video, it's Black Friday, so I'm going to go over a few things from TSO Products. Their entire website is on sale for the Black Friday special, so I want to make sure that you guys are getting the deal because TSO, they've been a long-time sponsor of this channel. As you know, I'm an affiliate with them, and that is because not only do I use their products on a daily basis in all of my jobs, but these are precision made quality tools. So I want to make sure that you guys are getting the deals on the things that you need. So I'm just going to go over a couple of things that I think that you guys really would be interested in. I'll show you how they work, show you what they are, and we'll talk about those. Please excuse the mess in my shop. If you're looking around behind me, everything is kind of thrown all over the place. That's because I actually am in the middle of doing some rather large built-ins for a client right now, and phase 1 is finished and installed. You've probably seen it on my Instagram. I'm now working on phase 2, and then there will be a phase 3 of that project. So just excuse the mess and let's get on with the video. First, I'm going to start off with the TSO-13. These are low-profile bench stops. There's a lot of good uses for these things. They have 20 millimeter adjustable dogs on the bottom, so you can move those around. Tighten from the top with an Allen key. And what I like to do is just put them anywhere randomly in my bench, give them a little bit of a snug turning right there. Not too tight, just enough where they're not going to move, because you can adjust them to slide them back and forth to fit the whole pattern, your MFT, your workbench, whatever you're using them in. So one of my favorite things to do is put them in on a right angle, just like this, for whenever I'm assembling, maybe I'm assembling some cabinets or something. I need to, especially with pocket screws, because we all know that anytime you try to do something with pocket screws, they move all over the place. And so if you put these in on a right angle, then you know you're going to get your right angle to connect them. Also, even standing them up, you can put them together in the corner like this, and then you can put your screws through there on a regular butt joint. That's one thing you can do. So most of you do a lot of sanding like I do, and you really need to hold this in place. A lot of people, what they do is they get one of those like rubber mats they put on their bench, and it gets all dusty, and then it doesn't do anything. It doesn't stop the piece from sliding all over. I'm fortunate enough to have the Festool Vaxxis, but they discontinued it. So most people don't have that. So, and there's a lot of times where a piece is too big for the Vaxxis and it just can't hold it. So what I like to do is, now if you know that you're going to sand this down and you put this on any kind of regular bench, once you start to sand, the vibration, it's going to move it around because of the spinning motion on there. But what you can do is you can basically use these as not only a stop where it's going to hold it along this side here from moving, you can put it on this side, and since it's adjustable, you can actually trap the workpiece in there by butting this up against it just like that. Let me make sure I get that in the camera. Yep, perfect, okay. And snug it up. You don't have to go crazy. As you tighten it up, what happens is the dog underneath expands in the hole, and that's what holds it in place from moving. And now, if you go ahead and sand this piece down, not only are you not going to hit this like you would with like traditional dogs that are holding the workpiece in place, but as you're sanding it and you're going around, it's not going to move. This thing isn't going anywhere. So you take out your random orbital sander, and not only can you work on sanding this piece down safely without it moving or creating any bad scratching and swirl marks, but as you can see, when I'm hanging this over, it doesn't touch, which it's a low profile. So if you're working on 3/4 material, then you're good. I also believe that it clears if you're working on a 1/2-inch material. I don't have any 1/2-inch in the shop right now, but they look like they're thin enough where they're not going to touch. You take your precision MTR-18 Triangle, which I use this every day. I'm going to show you another use that I really love this for. And you just butt it right up against there and bring it right into your bench stops, and then you just make sure that you're touching on all sides. So if you look right now, I'm getting no rocking back and forth. It's actually perfect 90 degrees. So I know with confidence that when I'm working here in a 90-degree setting for any kind of boxes or anything that I'm putting together, I know that I'm going to get an accurate assembly on it. And when you build things square, everything else down the line just becomes so much easier when you're putting things together. This has a multitude of uses. One of the biggest things for me is with TSO products is that they don't rip you off by saying, okay, you have an imperial measurement So if you want the same triangle in metric, you have to buy another triangle. No, what they do is they emboss metric on one side, and then also on the other side they have the imperial. So you're getting 2 for 1. So, all right, let's get over to the MFT and I'll show you what I love using this for. Now this is my favorite use for this triangle. I do a lot of work on my MFT here because I love to square up an edge here because I know it's perfectly 90 degrees. I can get all of my repeatable cross cuts right here. And one of the main things that you have to do is periodically check this for square, or especially when you're setting this up, it needs to be square. These pins, you just screw them in to the threaded portion, take them out. If you don't need them, go put them in different spots. I like to keep them here on this side. Basically, I leave them in there all the time. You can see them right here, the 2 pins. And they're a contact point for, because you see that the guide rail here on the MFT always sits where the 3/4 material goes under. So if you were to try to square it up with a regular square, you basically just, go underneath and it's not gonna do anything. These pins give you that point of contact right there on your guide rail. And then you just push it back up to your fence, and you can see that I am absolutely perfectly square. There is no rocking whatsoever, which means that I am perfectly 90 degrees in this corner. I'm gonna get my perfect cuts all the time. Now, if I was at a square, then it would look something like this when I rocked it back and forth. But since I'm perfect in all corners, as I try to move it, there is no movement, and I can see that there is no gaps. The pins are touching both here, and the guide rail fence in the back is also touching the triangle, so we're perfect. One of the very last things I want to go over is the Domino Bigfoot. Most of us have a Festool Domino in the shop, and if you're lucky enough to have one, then you know that this tool is amazing. The original foot that comes with the Domino that screws onto the bottom plate for plunging vertically, it's rather small, and it still can get a little bit tippy on the work surface, and you're kind of, in the gray zone with the material a lot of times when you're trying to hold it and plunge vertically into cabinet parts, the sides. And so basically, to eliminate that, what TSO has done is they not only made the plate bigger on the Bigfoot for the Domino, but they have also added a T-handle on there so that you get a really good grip on it to hold it down. Everything has its center lines, everything is completely extruded aluminum. It's really tough, it's nice and thick and sturdy, and it just is perfectly matched to the Domino plate holes, just like the OEM part. So basically what you'll do is just line it up on there, screw it in. I like to keep both on a flat surface when you're screwing this in, because that ensures that everything is on the same plane. And then basically, you now have the large surface of a Domino where you don't have to worry about this tipping, especially when plunging vertically. And what that really looks like is, I'm gonna move the camera over here so you can see it, because where it really shines is when you lower this down to 90. And now you have not only, you still have your support right here, but the main thing is when you're plunging in this way, vertically, get it right there in place, and you plunge down, and this thing isn't moving now. I'm not only putting downward pressure, because of this T-handle, I'm able to put forward pressure. So this thing isn't moving at all. You can see the Domino is going to go plunge in perfectly vertical. This right here is like the easiest thing I've ever seen. It's the most support. There's no rocking. Like if I'm holding it here, I can't move it at all. This thing's not going anywhere. It's perfect support. And then if you just put the fence back up here, and you have your reference lines here, and you need to plunge somewhere in the middle of this, you line up your crosshairs. You have your points everywhere to line up. You can look in your viewing window right here. You have another center mark there, and you can just hold it right there and then plunge vertically right in the center of a board, no matter where you are. As long as you have your markings right, everything is going to be dead on. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope that there's something here that you take away from this video, knowing that these are precise tools that can be used every day to improve the quality of your carpentry, your woodworking, your cabinet making, and you will get the precision and quality that you would expect from TSO Products. And I want to thank them for being a sponsor on this channel. And I also want to make sure that you guys know that, again, it's Black Friday. There are deals on the complete entire line of TSO products on their website. So I'm going to post a link down in the bottom. That's my affiliate link for the entire website. And then I'm going to post some individual links to each one of the tools that I use basically on a daily basis in my shop and out in the field. So this way, if there are some specific things that you want to go to without going to the entire website, you can go directly to those things. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you give the video a thumbs up, hit that like button, hit the little picture of a notification bell. It's going to notify you every time I upload a new video, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me in the shop. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and I will see you very soon.